Okay, so the next invasive weed on the list we're going to talk about is Hoary Cress. It's a perennial, and we've talked about perennials, biennials, and annuals. Perennials, African rue, for example, is a perennial. They're hard to control because they're going to come back from the roots year after year, and they'll also come back from seed. Whereas annuals or biennials will come back from seed. And so if we can control the seed production, we can start to make a dent in the population. But when you have to control the roots to get rid of, or at least hopefully decrease these perennials, that requires a herbicide or something that can destroy that root carbohydrate reserve and keep that plant from coming back. So knowing what the plant is plays a big role in how you're going to go after it. Many of the weeds we're going to talk about, when you look them up, are going to have multiple options on how to control. So you pick the one that works best for your area, or you can use in conjunction when going after another variety that's on your list to get rid of. And Hoary Cress is a perennial, so we need to go after it with a product that will do the amount of root damage we need to also keep that plant from coming back and get the seed bank that is laying around the plant. So Jack talked about the soil activity on imazapyr that we use on rue. Milestone is a brand name. It's not the active ingredient, but it also has some ground activity. And the reason that's important is we want a product that will be a foliar applied herbicide that will go onto the foliage, be transferred into the root system, and do an effective job of control. But we could still be doing that year after year after year, which we do anyway many times, if we don't control that latent seed bank. And that's where those products that have some soil activity come in. And that's one way we get rid of Hoary Cress, is by using something with some soil activity. We're usually going to go after it in the spring or early summer, but you can do it clear into the fall depending on what product you use. So it's very important that you match your product with the season of application. Jack referred to spot spraying versus broadcast spraying. And there are times when we're in a field setting where we have multiple plants and individual application is not really practical. However, spot spraying targets your plant more effectively, makes less impact on the environment, and usually does a better job of control because we're concentrating on those individual populations versus trying to broadcast something out there. But in the case of Hoary Cress, where you can have whole fields of it, it's only practical to do a broadcast spray.